Final race on the programme, it's a good one. Class 2, we're up to the 1650 here at Happy Valley. They're headed by Marvel Hero. Third over the 1800 metres, behind the Golden Age here last time out. California Whip tries the course and distance for the first time. Marvel Tribe, he beat Pingu Spark a couple of starts back. Pingu Spark's beaten him since. Insatiable makes his debut. Singapore Sling just his second start behind Pingu Spark on debut. Thunder Stomp was fourth behind the Golden Age here of the 1800 metres last time out. And Star Majestic was a course and distance winner in October. He's come up with Barrier 10. Back at the touchscreen here for the last race. Have a look at the speed map first, John. And California Whip gets up in trip up to the 1650 here for the first time. Expect him to lead. He's got some speed. Yeah, well drawn. Obviously, he's been running over shorter trips, so I think he's got every chance of going up. And he was a third in the Britannia Stakes, of course, when he was running as Chief Whip back in the UK. As far as the rest of them go, Marvel Tribe is interesting. He's had a fantastic season. Look at the horses he's been around in the form book. He gets Gate 1 as well. Interesting back at Happy Valley, where his record's not great, but he does get the chance to basically have a choice of where he positions up right on that rail there. And another one that's interesting for me is a horse called Singapore Sling, who I thought ran a massive race first up in a good contest at Sha Tin. He's very interesting here at Happy Valley, and be interesting to see where he positions up. All right, and the debutant Insatiable is drawn to get a good run here. Brett, what have you seen in the mornings?
Well, he's an interesting horse, Andrew. He comes here with a very strong form line, and we'll get to him in a moment. But California Whip is obviously a horse that creates interest, coming to the Valley just for his second time. First time over the 1650, drawn well and a claiming rider aboard. He's going to be up on the speed and give a good sight. Here is Insatiable. John Size has given him a fairly solid prep. He's had a 1700-metre trial at the Valley and a trial at Sha Tin over a mile. Very highly rated on 88, but it's a strong form line that he comes through. And Singapore Sling ran a terrific race on debut. He does carry his head a little high, as you can see, but he's a horse that's got some ability, and I'm a bit like John. I think from barrier 5, he might be able to potentially sit a little closer to the speed at his first run at the Valley.
Grade 2 winner in South Africa. That's Singapore Sling. Let's start off, though, with Marvel Tribe, who's been racing with some of the best so far this season. His jockey is Neil Callan.
Looking ahead to Wednesday night, Neil, you jump on an old buddy of yours, Marvel Tribe, in the last.
Yeah, it's a long time since I've been on him. The last time I was on him, he won at Happy Valley. He's in good form. Like, I mean, I gallop him in the morning, and he's won 2 this season, and I don't know how far he can go, but he seems very, very well in himself for an older type of horse. And Francis has him in great form, and he's pulled a good gate, which is important to him. And look, he's been up on the speed in his races at Sha Tin. He doesn't necessarily have to do that, so he's got good options from his gate. And look, it's a tough race, but he's going in there in good form, so I expect him to run a good race.
But always seems to go around at a big price, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. I hope they persist with those pink blinkers as well, because it'll be able to distinguish him between him and Marvel Hero. But yeah, Gate 1 as well. He's going to get a lovely position in the run, and you write him off at your peril. And as I said before, look at the horses he's been around this season.
I think the distance is the big question mark. I know he's won over the mile at the Valley in the past, but he's only had the 1 win from 14 in the class. And taking that into consideration with just the 1 win over the mile, his better efforts have been 1400. I'm going to look elsewhere because it's a strong lineup here. All
right, OK, so that's Marvel Tribe. Here's Marvel Hero. He's in here just covered up at the moment behind the Golden Age, the eventual winner. They'll have Derby aspirations as far as he's concerned. The other horses we've got to take a check on. Thunder Stomp here in the green jacket. He finishes in 4th place. We got Lucky Girl just in behind. And the other one, of course, is Pikachu.
Yes, look, Marvel Hero, on the other hand, as opposed to Marvel Tribe, is a dead-set Happy Valley specialist. He's had 3 wins from 6 starts. He's had 2 wins from 3 over the course and distance. He's drawn 4. He's going to get a lovely run. Ideally, he'd probably want 1800 metres, but I think he's a very hard horse to oppose against at this track.
Yeah, I can remember him skating away with a good race earlier on in the, well, last season now, earlier on the calendar year. Gate 4, they're trying to take a bit of weight off as well, with Vincent Ho taking off those 2 pounds. He's definitely one to merit consideration. All
right, 6 starts this season. He hasn't won as yet, but you mentioned that great course and distance record. This is the first starter then we need to take a check on as well. This is Insatiable. Hasn't got a great deal of form as far as overseas is concerned to work with, but it's coming out of that good race, the the Derby trial, John.
Yeah, in which he was fourth. Prior to that, there were a couple of wins around that at 2,000 metres and 1,800 respectively. Like I said before, this wasn't a bad trial, but it wasn't necessarily one that screamed debut victory at Happy Valley for me. He has trialled well at Sha Tin. Obviously, Messiah Moreira from Gate 3, not one you want to be necessarily ignoring, but I think he might be better here in Hong Kong when he gets up to 1,800, 2,000.
It's interesting, after this trial, John Sires gave him another trial at Sha Tin over a mile, a trial in which he won. So I get the feeling that John has wanted to really get some solid work into the horse to try and make him competitive here on debut, which was a little bit of an off-put for me. I wonder whether or not he may take a run.
All right, starting point, again, a 3-year-old about to turn 4. Sure, they'll be thinking Derby's as well, but what do you think here in the last break?
Well, I'm going to put him in the tips, Andrew. I'm going to throw him in for third, Insatiable. But I'm going to select Singapore Sling. I thought his first up run was terrific behind Pingwu Spark. He covered a lot of ground. He did a few things wrong. Drawn well for Tommy Berry. I think he's a nice horse. And you'll get a reasonable price, about $8 at the moment. Marvel Heroes, the track specialist. Insatiable, and then California Whip's going to lead, and with the claim he will take some running down. So 7-1-5-2, going to go the QQP 157 in a very competitive race, as the market does suggest.
Yeah, I've got California Whip on top, Gate 2 with that claim as well, at a trip that he should thrive on given his breeding and the way he used to run in the UK before coming here to Hong Kong. And he hasn't done a huge amount of wrong all season, in fairness to him, and he gets, or should get a good run this time round from Gate 2. Do quite like Marvel Tribe, like I said before, write him off at your peril this season. Marvel Hero in there for third, he'll definitely be staying on as well. And I was pretty taken with Singapore Sling the way he ran on debut. I wouldn't be surprised if he could sneak in there as well. Winning place though, California Whip.
Yep. Exactly the same 4 numbers as John there in the final event. That leads us on to the stats, and the one we're going to focus in on is a career record here, because Ricky Yu is closing on a fair milestone.
That he is, Andrew, yeah, 698 winners for Ricky Yu. And ironically, he's got 2 running there on Wednesday night, so the 700 certainly obtainable. And he may well do it. Have a look at his overall career, 8.1 per 7 win strike rate, 23.4% first 4 rate. He's trained some very good horses in his career, Sacred Kingdom, and of course Fairy King Prawn come to mind. Amber Sky, an international winner. Speedy King, 1 start, 1 win. He's the runner we're going to highlight. The other runner of Ricky's is My Gift, who looks to be a chance as well. So he could get the 2 that he needs.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a huge surprise if there was a double for Ricky Yu tomorrow night.
Danny Shum's a couple away from 500 as well, so he's got a big one coming up. Best bet spreads.
Race 1, number 1, I thought Audacity's run at Sha Tin last start was terrific. He likes the Valley, so happy to go with him aboard Matthew Poon as the best of the night. And race 3, number 10, Money Winner. Drawn well for Douglas White. I thought he was a touch unlucky on International Jockey Night. He's about 20-1 at the moment. 3-10 Money Winner, the long shot. I'm going to make the play in that last race with Marvel Hero, Insatiable and Singapore Sling in the QQP. But I think there are a lot of exotic options throughout the card.
OK, I'm going to go with Circuit King as my best bet. I think he's going to be a decent price as well. He's had some bad luck in running his last 3 starts. He should get a good run this time round. Karis Teton aboard. And the long shot, that's going to be Dr. Race a little bit earlier on, again with Karis Teton aboard. I'm hoping for him to have a good evening on Wednesday at Happy Valley. And the best play will be in race number 5. I like Clear Choice, and I'm a Witness should get a good run as well. QQP, those 2. All
right, I'm going with the young guns as far as my jockeys are concerned. Dylan Moe on California Whip. I think you'll find the front is going to take an awful lot of running down, as John said before. 3rd in the Britannia, that's behind Limitless back in the UK. And Heroic Guru as well, with Matthew Poon taking £7 off. There's long shots and there's long shot, and he really is a long shot because he's got his own mind about these sort of things. But we'll give him a shout, and QQP around him. If he runs into a place with Bank on Red and Right Call, it'll be a nice return. All right, that's just about it. Final race meeting then for 2017.
That it is, and plenty of big jackpots as well with the 6 up and of course the triple trio, and it's a Bollywood theme, so get your dancing shoes on. John's already got his on. John's the dancer out of our group.
Well, there you go. And we will reconvene then on New Year's Day at Sha Tin. But that's the show. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Brett, John and the rest of the team, hopefully we'll see you at Happy Valley when we will be racing to win.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.